So, I'm going to film me putting up camp. I hope the battery lasts. This is my sleeping system. In here is my sleeping bag, a sleeping bag liner, my hammock, bug net, and the straps and everything I need to hang it with. The only thing is not in here right now, which should be in here, is the carabiners that hold it up, well, the whole thing. And my pillow I did have in here, but didn't make it back in there this morning. It's in the back of the truck. And the only thing I can't fit in here, just because there's not enough room, is the Rainfly. It's separate because it's really big. I might get a smaller one. I don't know. I probably would disagree with myself once it, or if it rained on me with the smaller one. But anyway, I'll kind of go through what it takes me to put it up, and it should take a while. These are the straps. I have some straps that I can use if I need to. They're in here, and this is it's called a whoopie sling. Ask me about it, I'll explain it to you. Right now it's kind of lengthy, but that's what these are about. The carabiners I use, these are heavy grade carabiners from when I used to climb and rappel. Well, these are not. The pink ones, no. Don't. Do not climb with these. This is junk. It will not hold you. Matter of fact, it even says on the side, not for climbing. No, do not climb with this. These, on the other hand, are for climbing. These are, and like I said, I used to climb some and rappel a lot. This is yeah, it's supposed to be on there. I can't read it. This one is 23,000 newtons of force when the gate's closed. That's a lot. This is usually your main one. It's got a locking gate. These two do not have locking gates. These are also rated for 23,000 newtons. These are black diamonds. 23,000 newtons, but the gate closes. The gate's open 7,000 newtons, and cross stress would be 6,000 newtons. That's a no-no. Don't do it that way. It'll break. And okay, I can't see this. This one's 27,000 newtons, gate closed. So these you can climb with. Those, don't climb with them. They're okay for hanging your tarp. You can hang your tarp with it. But if you're gonna hang your life on something, buy this. These are anywhere from $15 to $25 a piece. These, $10 for 15. Even if you put 15 of these together, Oh god, it doesn't even have a pin. See? Well, that's not a good example. You can't see that one, but you can see this one. See the little lip right there? There's a pin inside there, so that pulls on it. This one's just made a little different. It's got a little funky, like a T. So there's no pin needed, but all my other ones have pins. So it'll hold. Notice, no pin, no T. There's nothing, there's no... I probably, if I hung on that and pulled hard enough, it'd snap. This won't. But enough about that. So, these whoopee slings, these whoopee slings are rated for 150 pounds. Now, 150 pounds. Most people would go, wow, that's not going to hold anything. Well, there's two of them. One on one end, one on the other end. And somebody's probably going to call me out on this, but basic physics says you can add those two together. So 150 pound on one end, 150 pound on the other end means I can hold 300 pounds. Ha ha. That is also, it says per strap too. That's 150 pounds static load. I'm sure they will hold more than 150 pounds because engineers have got to account for dynamic load. That would be dynamic. This would just be static, constant. Dynamic would be as you move around and wiggle around in the hammock, you're going to constantly be bouncing and applying more than whatever your weight is to that. So, look it up. I did. And it's pretty interesting how they make them. And you can make these. I did not. By the time I bought all the parts and materials and factored in my time in making it, this was cheaper. Now, you're probably going to ask, do I have to buy a $15 carabiner to hang on a tree? No, you don't. But it sure is safer. You could buy a 50-cent one. You'll probably be laying on the dirt in the middle of the night, but hey, whatever floats your boat. These are my hammock and my bug net. They're both from Eno. Yeah, I know. They were expensive. I could have been, something cheaper. Uh, but I wanted something that was, I knew was good quality. They were going to stand behind the product and was going to last. Because just the other day, I bought a camera battery for this camera. And it was a knockoff brand. I know. And I'll probably buy another knockoff brand because the manufacturer's battery is expensive. But the knockoff battery and that thing, junk. So I'm out here with one battery. And guess what? That one camera battery has done everything I needed it to do. Makes me wonder if I need another one. But yeah, I'm going to get another one. But anyway, when I bought these, I thought it'd be a good idea to buy the same color. Eno makes, all different kind of colors. The drawback is I gotta really pay attention when I get them. One is slightly heavier than the other one, but if you don't know which one's which, you don't know which one's a hammock. So you need to hang the hammock first. So this is the hammock. Oh, one other side note. One thing I don't like, the hammock, the bag, which is what you're seeing here, stays attached to the hammock. The bug net does not. It is a completely separate part. I'm sure there probably is a way you could have manufactured that differently, but I wish it was part of the knitting, and so I'm not having to stow it somewhere. That is a pain. Now, one of the cool things about the Whoopie slings, pull this rope, I can tighten it up. So it's easier to adjust than my other sling, which has clamp points. This one I just pull. Ta-da! There you go. Hammock's on. Now, I'll probably do some fine adjustment, but let's go. Bug net. Do I need a bug net? No, maybe. No, I don't know. It's nice to have. The weather is kind of cool. It's see, the weather's cool, but it's not cold enough that the bugs, all the bugs don't come out. Some bugs do, some don't. So I'm gonna put it on anyway, just so I have it if I need it. I needed it last night because there were some that were just started being aggravating. So this goes through here. And that connects back. this up here. This closes, this is a smaller end. It's cinched this up so the bows can't crawl in through the hole. Easy enough. Bigger end, so you can fit. So you need to pick which way you want your head facing. As in order to close this, you got to pull it over you, and if your head's down there, it's hard to pull that, over your head. So I will obviously be laying with my head facing that way. Now, the tension on this is tricky. It does have an adjustment on this one from Eno. Don't have a rule of thumb there for you. You just kind of have to figure it out, what works, what doesn't work for you. If it's closed, obviously it's going to be all cinched up, and I'm going to be hanging out in here. But when it's open, I can get in, pull it over me, and load free. And we're done. Except for maybe adjusting here and there. That's it. I am going to put the tarp up because last night when I had the tarp up, I'm glad I did. It didn't rain, but you see all the leaves all over the ground. Leaves kept falling out of the trees, and by morning there was a significant pile of leaves on top of the tarp, and had it not been, since I had the bug net over me, they wouldn't have fallen in my face, but when I was laying here and I didn't have it over me and it was just open, the leaves would have fallen on me. And it's a little more work, but it's worth it. I'm going to put it up anyway. So I'm going to get it out and put it up. And before I do that, this is my camp chair. This is from Helinox. I love this chair. I'm not a small man, so I needed a camp chair that was compact, could go in my kayak and go with me, and all this stuff I bought to go in my kayak when I start. I haven't done overnight kayaking yet, but I'm working my way there. So I needed something that would hold my girth, and this thing, I'm going to put it together for you real quick. This thing will hold up to 300 pounds, which is a lot more than me. I don't weigh that much, but hey, gives me some growing room. But what I really liked about it was the other ones I saw, the poles for the chairs, some of them you had to, this is the seat cover. The poles on the other ones I looked at, you had to insert them, and you had to figure out which one went where. This one you did not. It looks like a conglomeration of stuff. And Helinox makes trekking poles, so this is actually made out of the same metal material they make their trekking poles out of, which is really strong. So this thing just actually, literally just springs to life. Poof. Poof. Aha. Now that I got that done, put the cover on it. It's very easy to do. Usually I set it down, and yeah, it's short, but hey, I know truth. If I wanted to sit 5 feet off the ground, I wouldn't go kayaking. I need something, I can't fit a big old camping chair in my kayak. those of you who are saying, hey, the peg's on the bottom of this thing, it'll sink. Well, yeah, I got you. Over there, I'm not going to go get it, but over there is a flat piece. It's a piece of fabric, very much like this, that these sit in. So there's a big flat square that attaches to this middle piece so it won't fall off. So you end up with this big fabric foot. And I have used it at the beach. Worked great. Didn't sink in the sand at all. Well, it might be just a hair, but you know, not like if these things would have sunk all the way up at the beach. But that large foot allowed me to sit on the sand, and it didn't sink. But I don't have it on here. I'm not going to put it on here. So this is my chair. It's very comfortable too. Putting up the tarp's probably going to take me a little bit, and I want to try and figure something out, so I'm going to cut you off for just a second, and we'll come back when I've got a good idea of what I'm going to do. So this is my my home. I can shoot, it ain't dirty, I guess. I'll show you the normally you'd lay in a hammock and it would be open, you know, maybe not like this, but it depends on how you like laying in it. And I've got my tarp up to try and keep some of the wind down if it were to rain. I don't think it's going to rain tonight, hopefully not. My bug net, I'll show you my bug net. It wraps around me like a big sock. So I pull it past me. And when I pull it past me, I can cinch it up at the top up here so that bugs can't come around and come in this way. So, you know, there you go. It helps cut down on wind too, to a large degree. It does increase the temperature some, because even though it does vent, it doesn't vent, you know, like if it weren't there. So if it were hot outside, it would be kind of uncomfortable, but it's quite cool, so it's not that bad at all. One of the problems you'll have in a hammock is underneath. They do make what's called an underquilt, and until I really was in this when it was windy, I didn't get the real full effect. But now that it's very windy out here and it's kind of somewhat cool, whenever the wind blows across me, on the top I'm pretty covered. You know, this covers it a lot, but on the bottom there's nothing really between me and the outside except this thin fabric. And this fabric, you know, isn't super thick. So as the wind blows across the bottom of it, it pulls the heat off of you. So you'll feel a large decrease in temperature when the wind comes across your stuff. They'll make an underquilt, and basically the ones I've seen are like half of a sleeping bag. It hangs under here, so it gives you this insulation layer. But what I have with me is a fleece, a waterproof fleece blanket. And I'm not 100% sure because I haven't cut it up and looking at it. I'm not really going to, but I'm pretty sure there's a rubberized layer inside of it. It is waterproof and windproof. So last night what I did was I laid it in the bottom of this so the wind didn't really hit me. And then I got in my sleeping bag. So tonight at least, I'll be fine. But I may look into getting a underquilt if I'm going to do this a lot, especially if it gets colder and windy. Really windy has to do a lot with it. You could put a Thermarest pad or something in here, but that would just get kind of awkward and uncomfortable to keep moving around on top. I mean, you'd have to get in a hammock to understand, and then put one in here. I mean, they just, I don't see how they go together. But now, if you had a hammock where they do make some, I've seen, Eno does not make any, but I have seen some others that make a pocket in the bottom where you could put a pad in the pocket. And the pad would not slide around on you. But it is a challenge of its own for you to get positioned in a mummy sleeping bag in a hammock. I mean, it's an art. It's not simple, but it can be done. I do it. So it is 6:12 and yeah, nothing to do. So, not really hungry. I had a pretty big lunch today. Not sure I'm going to find something to do for a little while. I got another hour before it's even sundown. I mean, it might look pretty bright on the camera. It's kind of, it's not super bright out there. It's evening, but yeah, I still got another hour to sundown. And I'm not terribly sleepy. So I can't get on the internet. I have no cell service. I did not bring anything to read. Didn't plan for that one. But okay. We'll be alright.